Woo! Yeah! Everyone have a drink? Yeah.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, and Jamie. I feel bad now. Can I just say, before we get going, it's amazing to have someone else in the room actually called Rack.
Nothing like a good pair of racks. This party is the result of the time Chris got down on one knee and popped the big question. Mr. Alvino, can you pay for this wedding?
Now, I've been a bit nervous thinking about getting up here and giving this speech, so I'd like to give a special thank you to Kaitlyn for the Xanax she gave me earlier. Thanks for looking out, it's finally kicking in.
Now, I've been told that when you're doing a speech, you should imagine everyone naked. Well, bearing that in mind, Chris, it's really not that cold out here. Our relationship with Chris is split into two parts. The first being us as kids maturing into adulthood before he moved to Australia, and the second being when he missed me so much he decided to come back. But he obviously realised his mistake as he's buggered off again. We weren't particularly wild teenagers. When I asked friends if they could remember any specific stories that I could regale you with, the first suggestion was that time we recreated a Harry Potter puppet show. If you want to see the video, just bring me a beer at any point. True story.
This was worth the beer. When Chris came back from Australia, he was a free soul, and his one goal was really to enjoy London. Thankfully for him, I'd grown up and I could offer him companionship as we travelled from pub to pub. Most people go to Australia and learn to surf. Chris did this, but it was a technique called couch surfing, where he would appear at your house and not leave. As many of his friends here, Prash included, will know. Then Kaitlyn came in the picture, completed him, giving him a purpose and somewhere to actually call home. One of the reasons I think we get on quite well, and everyone does with Chris, is he's quite easy to convince to do things. He'd always say yes to a beer, another, and another beer.
Going with that theme, here's a list of other things you can convince Chris to do. You can convince him to come over and play video games, for example.
You can convince him to come out for a casual drink.
You can convince him to strip naked and jump into a pool in Zante.
You could convince him to leave your lad's holiday and go on a first date with some random girl in New York.
You can convince him to leave your couple's group holiday, hire a cave hotel, set up a GoPro and get down on one knee in Santorini.
Now, I wonder who convinced him to do that. We've touched on the before and the after, now about how they met. Thanks for getting the story started, Jamie. Don't worry, we hadn't planned to put any of that in our speech. Well, for the people that have just not been paying attention, we were in New York on a lad's holiday, celebrating Chris's birthday. On the first day we got out there, Jamie and Chris genuinely spent half the day on this app called Hinge. Luckily for Chris, one person liked his profile back. Having seen the profile, I am pretty confident it was an accidental swipe from you.
3 years ago to the very day, almost the exact time, on the night of what would be the date that would change his life, he left us without even saying bye. Apparently we were passed out. We pretty much followed them around with Chris letting us know what bar they were at strategically, so we get there right after they'd left.
After the date finished, he came to us as it struck around midnight. It was his birthday, and I do distinctly remember the first thing he said was, "She is amazing. I think I'm in love."
Did you really?
Naturally, being the good friends we were, We said, come on, Chris, she lives too far. Never.
Little did we know, Kaitlyn would appear in London only a couple of months later, as she had conveniently decided to spend a year studying there. And one part of the story that Kaitlyn may not know, he actually called us on the evening that you arrived in London.
He sounded like a quivering baby asking for advice. She is here. I don't know what to do. Please come out with us tonight so she will have some fun. Please make me look like an eligible bachelor. I'm a boring 30-year-old accountant with zero chat.
Exact words.
Exact words.
Verbatim. We attempted to help, but unfortunately we aren't miracle workers. But thankfully, Kaitlyn is attracted to 30-year-old accountants with zero chat. The rest is history. Kaitlyn, you fit into our group like a glove. You're an incredibly sweet, thoughtful person, and things are better when you're around. I like making you laugh. I like making you cry. Like little sister.
Chris, since you've come back into my life, things have started going right for the pair of us. I would like to think that I have helped put you on track to happiness. But, to be honest, you were always going in that direction. But what you have offered me is the guidance I needed in those key decisions I've made. An older brother I didn't know I wanted, but definitely needed. Now, having found your match, which she truly is, it warms me knowing how much you complete each other. Even though you aren't around the corner anymore, I make a promise to always be there for the big moments.
Expected more of it. Oh.
Don't do ahs.
We can't go without saying how beautiful Kaitlyn looks this evening.
Woo!
That dress is absolutely stunning.
Woo! Yes!
It does make a nice change of pace for the trousers you usually wear in a relationship. It's only funny because it's true. For a lot of people, even myself, friends come and go. It says a lot about you, Chris, as a person, that you can go so long without seeing people and instantly pick up where you left off 10 years later. It's a testament to the man that you are, that you have people here from all over the world, from the UK, from the States, Norway, Australia, and even as far as Cambodia. It's amazing how far people will go for a free meal.
It's also good for his couch surfing network. Sorry, he's just a 30-year-old now without a job.
Chris, you were the first person that I really considered a best friend and a brother, and although you spent a decade on the other side of the planet, nothing much has really changed between us since we were 12-year-old kids without a clue what life would have in store for us. I look up to you, you're a better man than me, and it really does motivate me to do better for myself. Whether that applies to my career, how I treat people, knowing wrong from right, I've always kind of thought, what would Ellis do? Yeah. You're genuinely the best friend one could hope for. Wherever you are in the world, I know that things won't change.
Now everyone, could you please join me in raising a glass? We don't have a drink.
How do we have a drink?
Can you join each other in raising the toast to the bride and groom?
Cheers, cheers, cheers.